Hello my beautiful ladies, we need to talk about the crazy glow up trend that is constantly in all of our faces. Instant glow up, change your appearance in one day, 24-hour glow up, $1,000 glow up, $2,000 glow up, $8,000 glow up. There's no hate on the women who are doing this. If you have the money to spend on your appearance and that makes you feel awesome, good for you. If you do a simple routine that makes you feel like you absolutely radiate in 24 hours, amazing. But for those of us who want a long-term glow up, for those of us who don't have $8,000 to pour into our appearance, I want to give some simple things that I do that have helped me glow up over the years. When I was a teenager, I was somebody who wore a lot of makeup. I always had my hair done. No matter how much money I did not have, you better believe I would find it to get my hair done. And I was very self-conscious. I was not loving the skin that I was in. I was not loving myself. I was putting high importance on my outer shell, and I believed that that was all I had to offer. So of course the money that I had, the very little money that I ever made, needed to be poured into my appearance in order for me to feel safe in this world, in order for me to feel loved. And this may not be everyone's experience, but it was definitely mine. And I know how hard it can be to be a young person and to have that pressure that I had when I was young, and now with social media, I cannot even imagine what younger generations are going through. There is so much pressure to look like a filter, a walking filter. There's so many young girls now that are getting cosmetic procedures done. Before 18, their parents are consenting to certain things that they're getting done, and it's sad. If this is what makes you feel better, I am not shaming you. However, there are some other things that you can do. So the first thing that you can do to glow up, and the best thing that you can do to glow up, and also the cheapest thing that you can do to glow up, is do internal work. What I mean by this is you need to do the healing work. I have done so much healing work around my body image, around having body dysmorphia, around having certain EDs, around even just dyeing my hair. I've done a lot of internal work around why my appearance is so important to me, and I found that when I start looking at those things, I start releasing them. When I stopped dyeing my hair, it felt terrifying because my identity was with the bleach blonde girl that I had been since I was a child, and I didn't know how to not be her. But the last time that I got my hair done, I'll put a picture here, I spent $400 on this hair. plus tip. And obviously I loved it. I think that that hair looks beautiful, but it actually fried my hair. And it was the last time that I decided to do that. I said, you know what, this is so much upkeep, it's so expensive, and it's actually not even me. So when I started to embrace my real self, it started to feel nice, and that got me into like where I am in this healing journey of healing why I even thought I needed to look like that in the first place. Yes, it's okay to play with your hair and have fun and do whatever you want, but if you're reliant on that as your identity, that's when it becomes a problem, and that's what it was for me. So doing the inner work, going within, looking at the ways that you are wounded, looking at the ways that you have toxicity within you, looking at your generational trauma, look at how your family acts about certain things and how that was pushed onto you and is actually wrapped within your DNA. When you start unpacking all of that trauma within you, you will naturally glow, because those things are heavy. They're heavy, they are dark, and they are dense. So when you start shining the light on them and breaking them up and they exit your body, you're gonna feel so much more light and so much more free. This is why women who were in like toxic relationships or toxic family dynamics, when they heal that and they exit and they move away from that kind of dynamic, they have a beautiful glow up. They start losing a bunch of weight, they look 10 years younger, and it's because of all of that trauma that was inside of them pulled them into a lower vibrational frequency, and from there they were not their best selves. They were a lower vibrational frequency version of them. So in order to get to your glow up girl, the girl we all want to be, you need to raise your frequency, and the best way to do that is the inner work. So get comfortable with your inner world, explore your shadow, the parts of you that you don't want to look at, get to know your inner child and what makes her feel sad, what makes her feel scared, and learn about how to get your inner child out of the driver's seat of your life. Because when your inner child is driving, you as the adult are making decisions and reacting out of a child's perspective. So healing that is going to make you be able to be the conscious adult womanly version of yourself. And I love doing inner work. It's extremely hard, and if you cannot do that by yourself, instead of spending $400 on your hair, why don't you spend $400 on some therapy? That can help you. And that is where you build that sustainable glow up. This is going to be lifelong. It's not a avocado hair mask. This is going to be something that pays off for you long term. Like the complete night and day difference that you can do just by doing that internal work is insane. The next thing I want to talk about to have a sustainable glow up is the type of things that you are consuming. So this could be your diet, this could be your music, this could be your media, this could be the people that you are choosing to hang out with and thus consuming their energy. So with your diet, you don't need to follow a specific diet. You don't need to be vegan. You don't need to be carnivore. You need to find what works for you, and the best approach is a balanced diet. Something that focuses on whole foods and balance. Balanced plates with protein, fats, and carbohydrates. And I'm not just speaking out of my butt. I am a holistic nutritionist, so I did go to school for this, and I have done many experiments on myself, and this is the best way to eat. And because our bodies are all different, you are going to need to play around with this. So don't listen to what the random TikTok trend is. Listen to your body. Buy the best kind of food that you can afford. If you can't afford organic, that's okay. If you can afford vegetables over potato chips, you're doing your body a favor. And that is not a popular opinion, but we can only do the best that we can do. And you should not shame yourself for what you can afford. You are doing best and you're doing better every day. Every choice that you make is a better choice. Instead of just having a muffin in the morning for breakfast, now you're having some eggs, some fruit, maybe a little bit of butter on your muffin to bring in that balance instead of just having one thing that's throwing you off. So focusing on your diet is really important, and finding what works for you. That's going to help you glow. When you treat your internal body well, like doing the inner work, and you nourish yourself instead of deprive and deplete yourself of nutrients, your body is going to love you back. Your body will start to glow from the inside out, and that's that sustainable glow up that we're talking about. This is not going to happen overnight. This is not going to happen if you spend $1,000 on vegetables today. But over time, this is going to benefit you. So make sure that you're investing in things that are going to long term make you more healthy and make you more vibrant. And I love eating vegetables because they are bright and colorful. What is that doing to my body? It's also making me vibrant. The type of media that you're consuming is also really important. If you're following a bunch of celebrities or a bunch of influencers who make you feel less than, you need to stop following them. You need to be the main character in your life, and you need to be proud of who you are. So anybody that makes you feel bad about who you are, don't listen to them. You don't know what their life is actually like. So starting to follow content and content creators that are uplifting, that are helping you work through your trauma, that are understanding how to actually glow up, that are understanding how to be a woman, that are understanding the difference in masculine and feminine energies and how to balance them. These are the women who are going to help you glow. Be mindful of the type of music that you're listening to, because that can also deeply program our subconscious mind. If you're listening to derogatory music like Nicki Minaj or Cardi B, stuff like that, you are programming your mind to behave in that way, to think in that way, and this is not helping you. What we want to do is we want to fill our minds with beauty, and that comes down to the music that we are listening to. And I switched my music style a long time ago because I generally would listen to songs that made me sad, and so my aura was not glowing to its highest potential. Now I don't listen to a lot of music with words. I love frequencies. Number one, because I know that they're benefiting my body. Number two, because I love the way that they sound. They're peaceful, they're calm, they're soothing. And that's the kind of vibe that I want in my life. So think about the kind of woman that you want to be, and think about the kind of music that would reflect what that woman would listen to. And the people that you hang around with, we absorb other people's energies, whether we are aware of it or not. And the people that we surround ourselves with, because of that energy absorption, we are vibrating just like them. So if the people that you're surrounding yourself with do not support you becoming the woman that you want to be, or they are more reflective of a past version of you, it's okay to distance yourself and to raise your standards on the group of people that you hang out with. And especially for our romantic partners, these people matter. You being in an unhealthy, wounded, or toxic relationship with a man is going to drain you, and when you are drained and you're taking in that energy, you cannot glow. You are going to have dull hair, you're going to have darker eyes, you're going to have circles under your eyes, you might start to have health problems, and all of these things are hurting us as women. So paying attention to your choice in partner. If you truly want to glow up, and this is why a lot of women who break up and leave their partners end up having a glow up, because they are removing themselves from that energetic situation. A lot of the times this is people who are energy vampires or parasitic, and they're sucking that energy out of you. They're pulling that life force energy from you, that spark. So when you lose that sparkle in your eye, it's because somebody took it. And this happened to me in 2 relationships that I was in, where I lost my life force energy, almost. And I was like a shell of a human being. My eyes were very dull, they were very dark, my hair would not grow. I spoke about this in another one of my videos, and it was really hard for me. I was living a life that I didn't even recognize. I was a person I didn't even recognize. I was a person I didn't even love. So when you look at the people that you're surrounding yourself with, make sure that they are reflective of the woman you want to be and the energy that you want to sit in. So paying attention to that. The next thing is having some structure in your life. While I love to be like in the flow of my feminine energy, I know that I glow the best when I have balance. So I make sure that I have some non-negotiables in my day. Number one is water. You need to drink water. It is so important. We are made of like 70% water, and to hydrate ourselves, to flush out toxins, to remove waste from our body, we need to be hydrated. So one of my daily non-negotiables is 2 liters of water. So I drink 4 of these because they're 500 milliliters of water a day. And I also drink a lot of herbal tea. So it's not just the water that I'm getting my hydration through, it is the tea as well. And to maximize, and I drink a lot of coconut water. That's really good for you because it's packed full of electrolytes. So Water will actually like dehydrate you if you're drinking just a lot of straight water. So you want to put a little bit of salt in it, whether it's pink Himalayan salt, Celtic sea salt, or Redmond real salt. Those are going to be really good and hydrating for you because they contain a lot of minerals and electrolytes that are going to restore and replenish that balance within you. So focusing on hydration is key for me. Movement is also another non-negotiable because I know that my body needs to move. We are energetic beings and we need to move that energy. So even if it's just gentle stretching, I do something every single day that moves my body. And that's where that feminine flow is going to come into that masculine structure, and they're just going to meld together because I don't always set a plan of what kind of movement I'm going to do. I allow my body to lead me. If it's feeling exhausted, I'm not going to push it to do a heavy workout. If it wants to go running, absolutely. Whatever it feels like, I'm allowing that flow, but I have that structure that this is non-negotiable. Another thing that is non-negotiable for me is putting myself together. I wake up, first thing I do, brush my teeth. The next thing I do is wash my face and have a shower. These are non-negotiables for me because as a woman, I feel my best when I look my best. And that does not mean that I put on a face of makeup because I am literally not wearing any. I have lip gloss on. But I do make sure that I am put together, that I smell clean, that I am not taking last night's drool on my face into the day with me. I'm making sure that I am presenting myself in a way that the woman that I want to be would present herself. And so these are free things. These are things that do not cost any money. Yes, it is important to do certain things for yourself, like get your hair cut, to spend money, like maybe if you want to get a pedicure, get massages, treat yourself, absolutely. But if you don't have the $8,000 to spend on your glow up, that doesn't mean that you can't. If you're waiting for that money to come in, there are so many things that you can do for free that are going to help you and help you long term. If you're wanting to spend that, I don't even know what you could spend $8,000 on your appearance, to be quite honest with you, but I should probably watch the video. But if you're waiting for that money, those kinds of things that you can spend that money on are like surgical procedures, and you do not need that. I love you, and I'm going to tell you right now, you do not need that. As someone who has gone through it, and it was not a good experience, and there are thousands of women who also share my story, breast implants are not worth it. There are so many other things that you can pour into yourself, like love, that will lead you down a better path. And I really love the way that I have started to love myself, and this was not always the case. I used to really hate myself, ladies. I really used to hate myself, and that felt bad. Now that I look back, I'm actually going to insert a video here of how I used to speak to myself.
I'm so proud.
I cannot believe that that girl is me. When I look back, that was my 25th birthday. I was in the best shape of my life, and that's how I spoke to myself. So the best glow up that you can do is love yourself. Love yourself enough to do the inner work. Love yourself enough to eat well. Love yourself enough to hang around with good people, to view, hear, and be a part of only high vibrational content, to make sure that you are drinking your water, to love yourself enough to have structure and discipline in your life, to know that it's okay to have flow, but too much flow and loosey-goosey is going to leave you a puddle. You need to have that masculine container of structure in order to have that balance, and that is going to help you be your most radiant self well into your later years. I love you so much. I hope you found this helpful. Have a beautiful day.